Hi, Paul DeWitt here. Welcome to Buckeye League Baseball. It's the San Diego Padres at Atlanta to play the Braves. July 19th, 2025 on the Buckeye League schedule. Real life, it's August 2nd, 2025. It's kind of a dull Saturday afternoon in my Strat-O-Matic room, and not much going on, which is okay. Today's game pitting the Padres, who are 57 and 35, at least on my computer, sporting a 8-4 record in session 3 thus far. They may have played some more games that haven't been either haven't been uploaded to the cloud or I haven't downloaded. 8-4 in session 3 are the Padres, 57 and 35 overall. They are percentage points in first place in the Buckeye League National League West, slightly ahead of the Colorado Rockies. The Atlanta Braves, who are my team, who I'll be managing, are 47 and 49 thus far. That excludes any games that might have been played on other owners' computers that haven't been uploaded to the cloud yet, or if uploaded, haven't been made available by Eric. But that's okay. He's a busy man and does a wonderful job with the BBL and all of the administrative duties he has. Atlanta 47 and 49 overall in third place in the National League East, trailing the Washington Nationals, who at this moment are 44 and 38, and the New York Mets, who are 42 and 42. The Braves are 6 and 10 in session 3. This is the third game of a 3-game series at Truist Field. The Padres and Braves have split the first two. Pitching today for the home team, the right-hander Chris Bassett. That's the basic side of his card. I don't know if I'm flipping this over so everybody can see. That's his advanced side. Bassett, a good right-hander, much stronger against right-handed hitters than left-handed. He will be up against the Buckeye League's leading winner thus far this year, Eric Fedde of the Padres, a right-hander who pitched for the Cardinals in real life to a 9-9 record, a 3.30 ERA, and 177 innings last year. In the Buckeye League, he is tied for the league lead in wins with Hunter Green of Minnesota. They both have 11 wins. So, the starting lineups for the visiting Padres: Brendan Donovan at third base, Mookie Betts in right field, Freddie Freeman at first base, batting third. Jurickson Profar will be the left fielder, batting cleanup for the Padres. Jorge Soler will bat fifth and be the designated hitter. Jorge Polanco will play second and bat sixth. Carson Kelly will bat seventh and catch. Harrison Bader will bat eighth and play center field. And Ahmed Rosario will bat ninth and play shortstop for San Diego. For the Braves, the starting lineup looks like this, and they are resting some of their better players due to overusage. We'll get to develop that more as the game goes along. The starting lineup is Trevor Larnach batting leadoff for the Braves and playing right field. Heston Kjerstad will bat second and be the designated hitter. Jake Cronenworth will bat third and play second base for Atlanta. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Seth Brown. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. Crow Armstrong batting fifth in center. Batting sixth and catching will be Jacob Stallings, well known to those of you here in Nashville because his father, Kevin Stallings, was the longtime head coach of the Vanderbilt basketball team. His son Jacob is the catcher. He'll bat sixth today. Batting seventh, Josh Jung, Jung, Josh Jung, the third baseman for Atlanta. Batting eighth, Taylor Ward, the left fielder, and batting ninth, Anthony Volpe, the shortstop. We'll have this one underway just momentarily. Brendan Donovan stepping in. He's hitting 266 with 14 homers, 38 RBIs. I'm going to read the play-by-play off the Strat-O-Matic screen. Welcome to Truist Park. We have a beautiful summer evening for a game. Atlanta and San Diego. Shouting play ball. We're ready to go here in Atlanta. Donovan swings at Bassett's line drive. At Bassett's pitch, a line drive belted past Volpe at short. It's into left field. Ward recovers it, plays it off his chest, holds Donovan to a single. Brendan Donovan with a leadoff single off Bassett. That'll bring up Mookie Betts. Mookie hitting only .254 in the BBL this year with only 7 homers, 25 RBIs. In real life, last year with the Dodgers, he hit .289 with 19 homers and 75 RBIs. Here is Betts stepping in. He is playing right field. He has driven in only 25 thus far this year for the Padres. He hit and run play. Donovan off with a pitch. Betts really smacks this one. He was waiting on the change. It's a gapper, but hit high. Crow Armstrong was positioned and has a shot at it. He's still running. He dives for it. It gets past him. Pete's after it. Has a tough time finding the handle. Now he's got it. Donovan gonna score all the way from first base on the hit and run play, which worked to perfection. Padres on top, 1-0. Betts on second, nobody out. Bassett has been hit for a single and a double, scoring Donovan from first, and it's 1-0 Padres. Here's Freddie Freeman, the San Diego first baseman. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bassett rocks and fires. Freeman swings. There it goes. A long way. She's gone. And the Padres have jumped all over Chris Bassett here in the top of the first. The first 3 batters have singled, doubled, and homered, and it's 3-0 San Diego. A very inauspicious beginning for the Braves and Chris Bassett. And already we see a little stirring down there in the Atlanta bullpen. It looks like the veteran Carson Fulmer is getting up to loosen up. Jurickson Profar up now for San Diego. Bassett needing an out to settle down just a bit. Let's see if he can get Profar. He does. A strike 3 pitch, and it is out number 1. That'll bring up Jorge Soler. Soler, the DH for San Diego. Here's a 3-1 pitch by Bassett. He hits a curve right to second. Cronenworth up with it, firing to first. Soler out by a couple of steps. And there are now 2 down, and Jorge Polanco coming up. Polanco hit a big home run in Game 1 of this series. Game 2 of this series, a game that the Padres eventually won 3-2. He looks at strike 3 here. So Bassett settles down, getting 3 straight batters after the horrible start where he gave up 3 runs before being able to retire a batter. At the end of a half inning, San Diego 3, Atlanta coming to bat. Trevor Larnach will lead off for the Braves against Eric Fedde. Fedde coming into the game with a record of 11 wins and only 3 losses, an ERA of 3.09 in 96 innings. He's given up only 73 hits in 96 innings, 30 walks, 81 strikeouts. He's allowed 11 homers. He's walking to the mound already on top 3-0. Here is Larnach leading off for Atlanta. Towering fly ball, Profar sprinting over, making the catch, one up, one gone. Here is Heston Kjerstad, the young Baltimore Oriole in real life, highly touted. Many in the Buckeye League and elsewhere praised his selection, but he has done very little either in real life or in the Buckeye League. Comes into this game hitting .206 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs. In real life, he is presently down in AAA. Here he is grounding a ball right back to the pitcher. Fetty knocking it down, picking it up, and getting him easily at first. 2 up, 2 down. Cronenworth to the plate for Atlanta. High heat from Fetty. Cronenworth cuts at it, hits a bouncer right side. It goes by the diving Polanco and Freeman. It's into right for a single. A 2-out hit for Jake Cronenworth. Cronenworth, a fair, better than average base runner. However, he only stole 5 bases. He was caught twice. San Diego is holding him. He's not going to try to steal. He only has a 50% chance of being safe. Seth Brown to bat. Seth hit a home run that drew the Braves to within a run in the 8th inning in yesterday's game. However, the Braves unable to tie the game up and ended up losing the game 3-2. Here Brown is hitting a soft liner to first. Freeman with the easy play. We're at the end of 1. San Diego leads 3-0. All right, going to the top of the second. Carson Kelly, the San Diego catcher, will lead off. Kelly hitting .238 with 1 homer and 9 RBIs. The .238 average is exactly the same average that he had in real life in 2024 with Texas. Carson Kelly, a right-handed batter facing the right-hander Chris Bassett. Bassett got off to a shaky start in the first. Let's see if he can do better in the second. Here's a slider pounded to the ground by down toward first. It's by Seth Brown and into right field, a base hit for Kelly. Kelly, no threat to steal, a slow runner. Braves won't hold him. Here is Harrison Bader. Bader, the University of Florida product, now in real life with the New York Mets. He's hitting .239 with 11 homers, 36 RBIs. Three and 1 count. Bassett delivering. Drilled deep to center field. Crow Armstrong has a long run. It's out of his reach. Bader running hard out of the box. He coasts into second with a double. Kelly taking third. And here in the second, the Padres have second and third, nobody out. They are tattooing Chris Bassett, to be quite frank with you. And once again, Carson Fulmer going to get loosened up in the Atlanta bullpen. Nobody out. Here is Ahmed Rosario. Braves going to play the corners in, but not the whole infield. They'll give up a run on a grounder to second or short. They'd be actually happy if they can get a grounder to second or short, even if it costs them a run. They'll take any out they can get them. Slow ground ball to short. Kelly coming home. Volpe throwing to Brown, getting the out at first, but Kelly scoring for third. From third, it's 4-0 San Diego. Now, top of the order, Brendan Donovan up, the left-handed hitter with a man on third and 1 out. Yeah. I am going to bring the infield in, I being Atlanta. Infield in all the way around. The Braves can ill afford to get further behind against the pitcher Fetty, who leads the whole Buckeye League and wins. Fly out left field, third base coach giving Bader the green light. He scores. Sacrifice fly by Donovan. It's 5-0 now. All right. Mookie Betts will bat with nobody on and 2 out. Bassett has been a disappointment for the Braves this year. He walks Betts, and Betts to first with 2 out. We'll hold Mookie, who stole 16 bases in real life and was caught only twice. He's an 85% chance to be safe if he gets a good lead. Let's see if he tries to get a lead. If I were Bassett, I'd be more worried about the man at the plate, Freddie Freeman, who homered his first time up. Freeman up, Betts on first. They are teammates in the BBL just as they are in real life. He struck out. Freeman down on strikes, the 3rd out for San Diego. But they pick up 2 more runs, and after an inning and a half, it's 5-0 San Diego. Pete Crow Armstrong leading off for Atlanta, bottom of the 2nd. PCA, as they now call him, is hitting .243 with 4 homers and 29 RBIs. In real life last year, which is, of course, what his card is based on, he hit .237 with 10 homers. He'll have a much better card next year. But he strikes out here against Eric Fetty. That'll bring up Jacob Stallings. Jacob was hitting like a house of fire the first third of the season, but he's cooled off considerably. He comes into the game hitting .272 with 9 homers, 27 RBIs, and 180 at-bats for Atlanta in the BBL thus far this year. Early in the season, Jacob was hitting up in the 330s and 340s. Here is a 3-1 pitch, a hanging curve. Stallings laces it hard just to the right of Rosario. Makes a stab at it, just misses it. A 1-out single for Stallings. That will bring up Josh Jung, the 3rd baseman. Jung was injured a lot last year, hit .264 in real life in 178 at-bats, drew only 8 walks. In the BBL thus far this year, he's hitting .243 with 3 homers and 19 RBIs. He has drawn only 3 walks all year long in the BBL. He is not a patient hitter. He has struck out 30 times. He swings, long drive, way back, it's gone! Josh Jung hits a 2-run homer, putting the Braves on the board. He has hit his 4th homer of the year, and that narrows the margin to 5-2. Game still only in the 2nd inning. This could be a real slugfest. Here's Taylor Ward, who's starting to come around. The left fielder for Atlanta has hit 8 homers, has 32 RBIs. Got off to a very slow start in the BBL. Strikes out a lot here. Here's an 0-2 pitch. Ward swings late, hits a routine pop, just left of Polanco. He takes it for the easy out. And that is the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Anthony Volpe. Anthony hitting .216 with 7 homers, 30 RBIs, 17 walks, 77 strikeouts. Anthony is a 1 at shortstop, however, and is worth whatever playing time I give him, which is pretty much every day, because of his glove, not because of his bat. Here he swings at a sinking fastball, wraps a hard ground ball right at Donovan. The Padre 3rd baseman throws him out, and that's it for the Braves this inning. But they do get 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Josh Jung. We go to the 3rd, 5-2 Padres. Leading off will be Jurickson Profar. Profar Soler and Polanco to face Bassett here in the third. He lays off the pitch, ball 4, he walks. Bassett unable to retire the leadoff man in any of the first 3 innings. Profar a steal threat. He stole 10 bases. The Braves are going to hold him. He has a 75% chance of being safe if he gets a lead. Here's Soler, Jorge Soler, hitting only .210 in the BBL. He hit .241 in real life with 21 homers. He's hitting only .210 in the BBL with only 10 homers. Of course, in the BBL, as a general rule, you are facing tougher pitching than in real life, so it's no surprise that many of the hitters are not matching their real life numbers. Soler has struck out 97 times in 338 at-bats. Profar not getting the lead, Bassett still paying close attention to him. Nobody out, top of the third. A strikeout. Bassett strikes out Soler. 1 out now, Jorge Polanco coming to the plate. Polanco, a guy who's actually hitting way above his real life numbers. He's hitting .258 in the Buckeye League. He hit only .213 in real life. He is a switch hitter, batting left against the righty Bassett. One out, Profar on first. Braves infield looking for a double play. Bassett really paying attention to Profar. Slapped down to Cronenworth. Here's a ground ball. Cronenworth picks it up, flips it to Volpe for 1, over to first. A twin killing. So the double play gets the Braves out of the third. The Padres fail to score, and we go to the bottom of the third. San Diego 5, Atlanta 2. Trevor Larnach leading off the bottom of the third for Atlanta. Trevor, the right fielder for Atlanta, plays pretty much every game against right-handed pitching, although I'm going to have to start resting him some because he's overused. Here is a line drive belted toward Rosario. It's by him for a base hit. Larnach on with a leadoff single in the third. Trevor not really a steal threat. Padres still going to hold him. That'll bring up Kjerstad. Heston grounded out to pitcher his first time. Let's see if he can do something. He does have power. Fly ball straight away right. Betts one hands it. Out number 1. Jake Cronenworth, who singled his first time up. Jake got his average up to 223 now. It doesn't sound like much, but it's a far cry better than the first quarter or third of the season. If I recall correctly, at the end of session 1, he was hitting about .090. He got off to just a terrible start. Here he is batting against Fetty with 1 out and 1 on in the third. Fastball down low. Cronenworth swings, hits 1 out to right. Betts drifting over. Now he's under it. Easy out for Fetty. Larnach trots back to first. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Seth Brown to the plate. Seth going to get a lot of playing time in the next few weeks due to the fact that Jeimer Candelario, the Braves' regular first baseman, is overused. Seth has hit 9 homers in the BBL. He's hitting .275. He's done a nice job for the Braves. Hit .231 in real life. Here is a fly ball to center fielder Harrison Bader for the easy out. Bader didn't have to move an inch. That'll do it for the Braves in the third at the end of 3. San Diego 5, Atlanta 2. Leading off the fourth, Carson Kelly, the Padres catcher. Carson Kelly hitting .256 in 43 at-bats. He has 1 homer and 9 RBIs. The San Diego catcher has not played much, but he'll be playing a lot for San Diego in session 3 because I noted they brought no reserves to Atlanta. Yes, the San Diego Padres have only 9 players, 9 non-pitchers on this road trip. A very lean traveling squad for San Diego, but the 9 they do have out there are getting the job done. Certainly today they are. Harrison Bader coming to the plate. Bader doubled his first time up. Let's see what he does against Bassett here. Top of the fourth, here is Truist Park. Pop-up. Stallings drifting behind the plate. He makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down. It'll bring up Ahmed Rosario. Rosario grounded out to short his first time up. It scored a run. And Ahmed is having a very poor year with the bat, hitting only 180 versus 280 in real life. He looks at strike 3 go by. Bassett sets the Padres down in order in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 5-2 San Diego. Leading off the bottom of the fourth, Pete Crow Armstrong, the Braves center fielder, struck out his first time up. Pete Crow Armstrong, a Southern Californian. He actually was a Vanderbilt commit coming out of high school, but he signed to go pro instead. I'm sure he's glad he did. Here is a ground out to Freeman, who snags it moving to his right. His body momentum carrying him away from first base, but Fetty quickly over to cover first, takes the throw from Freeman and an easy out on the 3-1 scoring play. Here is Jacob Stallings. Stallings, the native of Nashville, Tennessee, grew up in the Brentwood, Tennessee suburb of Nashville while his father was coaching the Vanderbilt men's basketball team. Stallings chose to attend college not where his father was coaching, but at the University of North Carolina, where he was a college star. He is out, and there are 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth, and Young to the plate. Josh has accounted for the only 2 Braves runs with a 2-run homer in the second. Ground ball to short. Rosario up with it, over to first. He just beat it out. Very unexpected, but that Strat-O-Matic play-by-play can sometimes be a little misleading. It said, and I'll quote it again, the wind up the pitch, ground ball to short. Rosario comes up with it, over to first. He just beat it out. So Young on first with 2 out. By the way, I prefer as the entry mode in the preferences, I prefer pre-swing play-by-play, detailed play-by-play. I believe that the default is dice mode, show flight of ball, and show board game information. In other words, I think the way Eric sets it up, and probably the way most Buckeye League owners visualize the play-by-play is through a visual dice roll, a visual flight of ball, and showing the board game information. I like that less. I think that just the play-by-play without the dice roll makes the game go smoother and a little faster. Plus, I don't really want to know the dice roll, because there are no doubt many dice rolls that if I knew them would annoy me and sometimes infuriate me. I'm talking about when your batter has a split of maybe a 1 to 18 home run, 19 or 20 fly out, and he gets a 19 or 20. I don't want to know that. Nor do I want to know when my dice roll, if I'm at the plate, is an out and the next dice roll to it was home run. Taylor Ward coming to the plate. Back to this game. Ward 0 for 1. Young on first with 2 out. He's being held. He ain't going anywhere. Taylor Ward has 8 homers in the BBL. He hit 25 in real life. Here he is hitting a pretty deep fly ball to left. Profar, though, back up with his glove. Got it. Inning over. Still 5-2 at the end of 4. Bassett's still on the mound. He has thrown 72 pitches. His pitch count is 86. He is trailing 5-2. If we were not using the DH, he would be coming up to first in the bottom of the 5th, and I would lift him for a pinch hitter, but we're not using the DH, so he will probably hit for himself unless he doesn't make it through the 5th. He will face the top of the Padres order in the 5th, Brendan Donovan, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman. Those 3 did serious damage to Chris in the 1st. Before you knew it, it was 3-0 Padres. Donovan here hitting a shot to second, Cronenworth right there. Donovan is retired, 1 up, 1 down. That'll bring up Betts. Mookie has doubled and walked. Mookie, as you Nashville peeps will know, is a Nashville native, went to Overton High School, now known as John Overton High School. When I was growing up, it was just Overton. And obviously, he was a star athlete there. But you may not know that his second best sport next to baseball was bowling. Yes, Betts was on the Overton bowling team. Shot right up the middle, hit right on the nose, bouncing right into the waiting glove of Armstrong, but it is a single. I believe Mookie chose the right sport, don't you? Yeah. You think he could be making 20, 30 million a year bowling? No. Here he is on first with 1 out. He is 85% chance of being safe if he gets a lead. He's stolen 13 bases on the season, but Bassett's move keeps him guessing he doesn't have a very good lead. He probably won't be going. It would be nice if we can get Freddie Freeman out here. The Padre first baseman is 1 for 2 today with the home run his first time up, a strikeout his second time up. Oh, he struck out this time too. Freeman couldn't lay off the high fastball, and that is Bassett's 7th strikeout of the day. And there are now 2 outs. Betts still on first, and Profar coming to the plate. Profar hitting .249 on the season, hits a tough grounder to short, taken by Volpe over to first in time. That'll do it for the Padres. After 4.5 innings, they lead 5-2. They scored all 5 runs in the first 2 innings. They have failed to score in the last 3. So Bassett settling down, but his offense is going to have to get going against Eric Fedde. Fedde has given up 5 hits in 4 innings and given up 2 runs. Anthony Volpe coming to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Fetty throws a curveball, a line single to right for Volpe. Anthony, a good base stealer. He has a 75% chance of being safe. If he gets a lead, he gets a lead on 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the dice game. In other words, there would be 2 red dice rolled, and if the result were a 2, a 3, a 4, or 5, he would get a lead. He's not going to try to even get a lead, down 5-2 with none out in the top of the order coming up. Larnash will step in. Trevor has flied out and singled. Braves 2 games under 500, in danger of dropping to 3 under if they lose this one here today. Here's a high fly ball, deep. Bet starts back. He turns. He's at the wall, and he pulls it in. Larnash bidding for a home run, comes up just short. The ball caught up against the wall by right fielder Betts. Just a long out. Volpe back to first, 1 out. Heston Kjerstad to the plate. Still 5-2 Padres. Kjerstad bounces one past the mound, fielded nicely by Polanco, over to first in time, score it 4-3. Volpe makes it down to second as the ball was hit too slowly for Polanco to turn and get the force at second. And there are now 2 out, and Cronenworth coming to the plate. Braves history quiz. Pick the year when the Braves won the World Series. Warren Spahn won the Cy Young. Hank Aaron won the MVP award. Was it 1955, 1957, or 1962? Who among you knows that? I know Dan Ham knows it. I'm pretty sure Billy Young knows it. Do any of the rest of you know it? All right. We will get the answer in just a second. Cronenworth stepping in with a runner on second and 2 out, bottom of the 5th, Braves trailing 5-2. Cronenworth steps in, he pounds the bat. Wait, he's calling for another bat. Must have pounded the plate one too many times. Here comes the bat boy with a new bat. Cronenworth tests the new lumber. Fetty patiently waiting, looking for a sign. Here's a fastball at the knees, cut at by Cronenworth. Sky's a long drive. It's down the line, hooking. Is it fair? It's gone! Jake Cronenworth with a 2-run homer, and the Braves are right back in this game. They trail by only a run. It is now 5-4 San Diego with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. The Braves, on the strength of 2 2-run homers, one by Young in the 2nd and another by Cronenworth here in the 5th, have come up with 4 runs to draw within 1 run. Here is Seth Brown. 2 out, nobody on. Seth, with a long ball, would tie this thing up. He hit one in yesterday's game. 3-1 cripple pitch, hard line drive to first. Freeman makes a nice play on it for out number 3. That ends the inning. At the end of 5 innings, San Diego leads by 1. Yes, it is San Diego 5, Atlanta 4 at the end of 5. Much better than when it was 5-0. Here is Soler leading off the 6th. Braves going to pull out all the stops from here on out. By that I mean I'm going to resort to my bullpen, my bench, and try to pull this thing out. Bassett dealing to Soler. Uh-oh. A mighty clout. It's way back there. Crow Armstrong gives chase. He pulls up. You can put that one on the board. So the optimism of Braves fans and their manager, perhaps misplaced. The leadoff batter Soler homers in the 6th, and San Diego back up 6-4. All right. Bassett gonna try to tough it out. I've got some action in the bullpen. JT Schwarzois and Brent Suter. Polanco up for the Padres. He struck out. All right. 1 out. That'll bring up Carson Kelly. Kelly, the catcher, facing Bassett. Curveball. Kelly hits a 2-bouncer right to Volpe at short. Fires a bullet to Brown. That is an out. And there are 2 away. 2 outs. Bader to the plate. Bassett has thrown 98 pitches on a pitch count number of 86. I shouldn't say limit. A pitcher can go over that pitch count and still not be fatigued. I'm going to check his fatigue after Bader's at bat, which hopefully will be the 3rd out of the inning. Curve of beauty, strike 3 looking. Bassett punches him out. That's here in the top of the 6th. But the home run by Jorge Soler puts the Padres up 6-4, extending their lead, which had been cut to 1. All right, bottom of the 6th. I'm going to see what Bassett's fatigue. He's at an 8. Probably going to lift him. May let him face Rosario, the right-handed batter, in the 7th. All right, Pete Crow Armstrong leading off. Fetty still on the mound for the Padres. He has thrown 76 pitches. His pitch count number is 94, but he gets Crow Armstrong on a ground ball back to the mound. Jacob Stallings coming to the plate. Fetty looking down to Kelly for the sign. Now he's ready. The right-hander delivers. A 2-hopper. Donovan. Stallings is out. Brings up Josh Jung. 2 out, nobody on. Josh homered and singled, having a nice game. And he has a 2-ball, 2-strike count. What a pitch, strike 3. Fetty put that one on the black, a perfect pitch. That's all for the Braves. At the end of 6 here in Atlanta, San Diego on top 6-4. Going to the 7th, Bassett is at 101 pitches. He will probably come out after this batter, which is Ahmed Rosario. Bassett is very tough on right-handed batters. He has a balance rating of a 6R, which means he's pretty strong against right-handers, not so much against lefties. Rosario is a straight right-handed batter. I'm going to see if Bassett can get him out, then see what to do about Donovan and so on and so forth. Donovan, the next batter, is a left-hand batter. Of course, if Rosario gets on, Bassett is absolutely out of here. Grounded past the mound. Cronenworth races to his right. Volpe to his left. Cronenworth scoops it up. Throws on one bounce to Brown. Ahmed beats it out. An infield hit for Ahmed Rosario. And that's going to do it for Chris Bassitt. The Brave right-hander goes 6 innings, gives up 6 runs on 8 hits, a home run, and I'll check the information on him. 2 walks and 9 strikeouts. He gave up 2 homers, actually 1 to Freeman and 1 to Soler. Not too good an outing for Chris. He will leave the game with an ERA on the season of 5.49. And probably if he gets the loss, it will be his 10th of the year against only 6 victories. Bassitt is out of here. Coming on to pitch for Atlanta will be Brent Suter, a left-hander. The Braves, I picked him up out of the free agent pool prior to the start of the second session. He had not been chosen in the draft. He has done okay for me, actually done pretty well. He comes in with a 2-0 record and 1 save and a 3.42 ERA in 24 innings. He has given up 3 homers in 24 innings. He will face Brendan Donovan with none out in the top of the 7th and Rosario on first. Rosario, definite threat to steal. Well, I won't say a definite threat to steal. He would be if I weren't holding him, but Suter got an excellent move to first. He has a -5 hold rating. Here is the pitch to Donovan. Base hit to right for Donovan. Rosario being held at second. And the Padres are mounting a huge threat. They have first and second, nobody out, and their best hitters coming up to face Suter, who must face at least 2 more under the minimum must face 3 batters rule. Mookie Betts will step in with nobody out and runners on first and second. Betts pokes it to right. It drops in front of Larnach. San Diego adds to their lead. It's now 7-4. The game getting away from Atlanta. They're down 3. They are looking at first and third, nobody out, and Freddie Freeman at the plate. Braves going to have to pull the infield in. Maybe. No, I'm just going to play the corners in. This is a dilemma when a good stealing runner is on first. When you pull your infield in, it makes his lead chance 100%. Don't really want Betts to have 100% shot at getting a lead, so I'm just going to pull the corners in. He's still a strong chance to steal. I am going to hold him. He's down to 60% safe chance with just the corners in. But it may make no difference because Freddie Freeman may drive one out of the reach of everybody. Or he may draw a walk, or he may get a single, or he may strike out. Here's a changeup. Freeman rips it to center. Freddie was sitting on the pitch. Donovan tagging at third. Will he try to score? The play-by-play is inconclusive thus far. We're reading about the Strat-O-Matic system. Donovan does not try to score. He is still on third. So 1 out, first and third. Profar coming to the plate. Profar an A bunter. He might be thinking squeeze, but I doubt it. Profar does not have too many ground ball. Yeah, he's got a few ground ball A's on his card. I'm going to play the corners in again, but not the whole infield. Possibly turn a double play. I'm down 7-4 anyway, so all this may turn out to be irrelevant. Pitch is low, bounces away from Stallings. He's got it, but there's a wild pitch, and the run is in. So 8-4 San Diego. All the worry and concern about how to play the infield makes no difference when your pitcher cannot get close to the plate. All right. Betts down to second also on the wild pitch. Profar has a 214 average against lefties. Pitch on the way, ball outside, ball 4. Okay. All right, first and second, 1 out. And the batter, Jorge Soler, who homered his last time up. Okay. Cuba is the native country of Soler. Here's the pitch, a shot right at Cronenworth, a line drive, an out. Runners get back to their bases. There are 2 out. Jorge Polanco. Braves desperately needing an out here. They're already down by 4 runs. We're in the top of the 7th. Polanco drives the ball to left for extra bases. Betts scores. The third base coach gives the green light to Profar. Here is the throw for the lead runner. 60% safe chance. I'm sorry, 80%. He is safe, and it's 10-4. The Padres have blown it open here in the top of the 7th. It is 10-4. And I'm going to visit the mound to see if Suter can go on. Nope, he's coming out. And coming in will be Carson Fulmer. Fulmer, kind of a mop-up man. Yeah, he is a right-hander. I drafted him in the 10th round. He comes into this game with a record of 1 win and 5 losses and a 5.14 ERA in 61 innings. 10 years ago or 12 years ago, he was a first-round draft choice of the Chicago White Sox coming out of Vanderbilt, where he had been the game-winning pitcher in the deciding game of the College World Series. And I drafted him in the 4th round thinking he would be a future star. He did not pan out. I cut him years and years ago. He was still kicking around, though, and resurfaced in the draft last year, and I picked him up in the 10th round, hoping he could give me a few spot starts and a few wins. It hadn't worked out that way. He's on to mop this one up. It's 10-4. Padres in the 7th. Carson Kelly at the plate. It wasn't so long ago the Braves had narrowed this Padre lead to 1 run. They had drawn back to within 5-4 and were optimistic, but the Padres have bounced back with 5 runs. Here is a walk to Carson Kelly. That'll bring up Harrison Bader. Uh, 3-1 offering. Base hit to center for Bader. Third base coach giving the green light. Lead runner has a 60% chance of being safe. I will throw for him. The throw coming home. Polanco is out. Polanco thrown out at home. The Braves able to get the third out, but the Padres scored 4 more in the top of the 7th and go to the bottom of the 7th, up 10-4. And Eric Fetty, still on the mound, appears to be well on his way to his 12th win of the year. He may actually have more than that because there are maybe other games he's pitched in that have not been uploaded to the cloud by Frank, or if uploaded, have not been made available for the league as a whole by Eric. Here is Taylor Ward. Taylor hitting right at 250 now. He is 0 for 2 today. Here he is grounding one past the mound, up the middle. The second baseman and shortstop almost collide. Polanco backhanding it, throw to first, not in time. Ward on first with the leadoff single. That'll bring up Anthony Volpe. Fetty in command, but he has thrown 94 pitches, which is exactly his pitch count. Here is a base hit. Volpe turning at first. They throw behind him and he's nailed. That is really stupid, Anthony. Your team is down 10-4. You've just gotten a hit. You've got a runner on. There's nobody out. You round first after singling, and they throw behind you, and you cannot get back to first. That is a stupid play, and instead of the Braves having first and second or even first and third and none out, they have a runner on third with 1 out. All right, Larnach coming to the plate, Ward on third, 1 out. Trevor is 1 for 3. Sinker down at the knees, swung on. Baltimore chop past the infield into right for a single. So the Braves hitting the ball well in the 7th and have a run back, and it is now 10-5. Larnach on first. Here is Kjerstad. Heston is 0 for 3 and has seen his seasonal average drop to below the Mendoza line at 197. There's going to be a pitching change. Fetty heading to the dugout, and Santillan is coming in for San Diego. Santillan has pitched in only 8 innings thus far in the BBL. He has given up only 4 hits, only 1 walk. He's given up 1 homer. He has 1 win and no losses and 1 save and an ERA of a minuscule 1.13. He comes on to face Kjerstad here in the 7th. Big slow curve in there for strike 3. Kjerstad will sit down. There are now 2 outs. Cronenworth to the plate. Jake's 2-run homer his last time up drew the Braves to within a run and gave them what turned out to be false hope, apparently. High fastball. Cronenworth goes on a fishing trip, strikes out. That'll do it for the Braves in the 7th. We're at the end of 7. San Diego 10, Atlanta 5. I shouldn't give up. Yesterday in real life, the Colorado Rockies came back and won a game 17-16 over the Pirates, who hit the Rockies up for 9 runs in the top of the 1st at Coors Field. Yeah, it was 9-0 Pittsburgh at the end of 1 in real life last night, and the Rockies came up with a miraculous comeback. I think they scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings and pulled out a 17-16 victory. Maybe my Braves can do that today. Here is Rosario, the San Diego shortstop, leading off the top of the 8th against Carson Fulmer. Rosario takes the pitch. That one's low for a ball. Wait. It caught the knees. Let's recognize a special guest tonight here at Truist Park, longtime Braves fan Mike Berdulis. That's what the play-by-play says. I wonder if that's a real person. Probably is. Brendan Donovan. Brendan has singled twice, hit a sac fly, and lined out. The Padre third baseman. Here is a pitch way inside. It clips Donovan, and he is to first on the hit by pitch. He is not a threat to steal. I don't think he is. He stole 5 bases in real life. I'm not going to hold him. He was also caught 5 times. Mookie Betts to the plate. Mookie has doubled, walked, singled, and singled. And he is starting to come on strong, perhaps, for the Padres. He swings a bit late on the heater, still pops it out to right pretty good. Larnach, however, able to make the catch. 2 gone for the Padres. Freddie Freeman to the plate. Freddie, after the home run in the first, has struck out twice and flied to center. Donovan on first. Freeman drives one into center. Crow Armstrong comes over to make the play. That's it for San Diego here at Truist Park. After 7.5 innings, San Diego 10 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. Atlanta 5 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Bottom of the 8th. Santillan on the mound for San Diego. A big right-hander who pitches for Cincinnati in real life. In real life, in 24, he was 3-3 with a 3.00 ERA in 30 innings. He will face Seth Brown to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Followed by Pete Crow Armstrong and perhaps a pinch hitter. I may pinch hit for Stallings to save on usage. The Braves catching usage situation is near crisis mode. More about that later. Here is Pete Crow Armstrong. Swung on, hit way up under it. Kelly, he's got it. 2 up, 2 down for the Braves. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, I'm going to pinch hit for Stallings. Not that he is a bad hitter in this spot, but he is at 125% usage. And I want him for the 4th session if he hasn't already run out of plate appearances by the end of 3 sessions. Pinch hitting for Stallings. Will be Kyle Isbell. Isbell, a left-handed hitter, will pinch hit for Jacob Stallings. Isbell hitting .225 with 4 homers, 25 RBIs. Padres comfortably ahead. According to the win expectation stat that Strat-O-Matic makes available, it's a 99% probability of victory for San Diego. Smash over short. Rosario leaps just over his outstretched glove. Isbell makes a wide turn at first. He'll hold at first. A 2-out single for Kyle. That will bring up Josh Young. Let's see what Josh can do. Isbell's not going anywhere. Josh did homer in the second. He singled in the fourth and struck out in the sixth. Here is a ground ball between first and second. Polanco snagging it in short right field, throws it at the pitcher covering. Safe, says the umpire. Polanco gave it a great effort, but Young able to beat it out. Young on first, Isbell on second, 2 out. Young has pretty good speed. He's a 1-13 runner. Isbell on second, a 1-15. If Taylor Ward, who is now up, should hit a homer, suddenly this is a ball game again. Ward had 25 homers in real life last year. Here he is with runners on first and second, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Facing Santillan. Swung on and popped up. Polanco grabs it for the out. Way to go, Taylor. Fails to come through in the clutch. For Atlanta, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left off. We go to the 9th, 10-5 San Diego. Coming into play catcher for Atlanta, Travis d'Arnaud. Travis d'Arnaud coming in to play catcher for Atlanta. And he will bat in the 6th spot. And Fulmer back out on to the mound. In the 9th, he will face Profar, Soler, and Polanco. And probably some more. Profar has walked twice, struck out, and grounded out. Next time I play, I'll probably do the pre-swing play-by-play entry with minimal play-by-play or normal play-by-play. I'm using detailed play-by-play because I like it in close games. Sometimes it gives me time to pause and think while it's rattling off some meaningless stuff about throws over to first. But in a game that's not close like this one, it tends to drag the game out. Sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I use no play-by-play and no pre-swing entry. Here is Soler. He tries to hold up. D'Arnaud points down to the first base umpire. The ump says he went around. Strike 3. 2 outs. Padres up by 5. Crowd thinning out here at Truist Park. Polanco to the plate. He's 1 for 4 today. He swings and smacks a line drive into right. Larnash comes over, plays it on a hop, a single for the San Diego second baseman. He probably won't be trying to steal. His chance of getting a lead are less than 50-50, and if he somehow did get a lead, his chances of being safe are only 45%. I'm not holding him. Fulmer with a good move. Kelly to the plate. Carson is 1 for 3 with a walk. A run scored. Grounded toward the bag. Jung grabs it over to Brown. Got him. Score it 5-3. That wraps up the inning for San Diego. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Braves need 5 to tie, 6 to win. Anthony Volpe will lead it off in the bottom of the 9th to face Santillan, now in his 3rd inning of work. The Padre right-hander has got his seasonal ERA down to 0.93. Volpe, with 2 singles and a ground out, has raised his average to 220. Off-speed pitch. Volpe watches it go by for strike 3. That is his 78th strikeout of the season against 17 walks. The strikeout to walk ratio, terrible. Here is Larnash. Trevor with 2 singles and 2 flyouts. Three-two pitch, slow ground ball. Rosario charging it, fires it to first. He is out. That's 2 away. Braves down to their last out. It'll be Heston Kjerstad. Heston is 0 for 4. And he has seen his average drop to well below 200. He's now hitting 194. In real life last year, he hit 253 with 4 homers. In the Buckeye League, he's at 194 with 2 homers. Let's see if Heston can get hold of one to give the Braves fans, those who are still here, something to cheer about. Good slider inside part of the plate. Kjerstad gets the bat on it, slams a sharp grounder to the right side. Polanco grabs it, throws to first. That is out number 3. San Diego wins it 10-5. Fetty with the victory, Bassett with the loss. The star of the game was probably Betts. I believe it was Betts. So long from Atlanta. There's the box score. The final total, San Diego, 10 runs, 13 hits and no errors. Atlanta, 5 runs, 12 hits and no errors. San Diego left 6 runners on, so did Atlanta. The Padres hit 2 homers, Freeman and Soler. Freeman hit his 10th, Soler his 11th. The Braves hit 2 homers, Cronenworth his 7th and Young his 4th. The time of the game, 3 hours and 39 minutes. The attendance here at Truist Park, 41,302 on a good night for baseball. That'll do it for today. The Braves will take a day off and then entertain the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mike Laughlin's Pittsburgh Pirates will be coming to Atlanta for 3. And we will have the full report and play-by-play sometime this week. Thanks for joining us.